Hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel for this week's Safety Recap. Before we get started, make sure that you give me a thumbs up down below here to encourage me to make more videos of this type. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel where you will find additional videos of this nature, along with toolbox safety topic videos and leadership training videos. Well, let's go ahead and get started. I had the opportunity this week to visit several job sites, and on the most part, everything looked good. However, I did note a few safety discrepancies, and we'll cover them later. I would like to first talk about the PTP. Now, I've talked about the PTP forever and ever and ever, and how I feel that it is the most important tool on the job site. And it is. Safe work practices ensure that all employees have a common level of knowledge and training and are capable of performing tasks in a uniform way. Completing the job safely is the first measure when judging the success of a project. When safe work practices are followed by everyone, not only will work teams experience fewer accidents, but productivity and efficiency will increase. One of the most successful evolutions in safety is the involvement of team members in the safety process. One of the most effective ways to develop an involvement is through the pre-task planning, also known as the PTP, which is essential to the success of a construction project, and more importantly, considered one of the most powerful safety tools. A pre-task plan occurs at the start of each day prior to the beginning of any work, as well as at any time the scope of work changes. It ensures that all team members are on the same page before any task gets underway. The process promotes open, two-way dialogue as team members gather around to identify and document the task, means, and methods, the potential hazards, as well as controls to minimize the associated risk. As work progresses, team members are encouraged to report any changes in the scope of work that may create unseen or unidentified hazards. At that time, the team gathers to reassess, completing the process again to reflect the new scope of work. All team members understand the plan for the work, have identified the hazards, mitigated the associated risk, and evaluated the material and equipment needed. Successful pre-task planning is contingent on interaction among the project team members. With a true safety culture of pre-task planning present, contractors also appreciate the benefit of pre-task planning. Now, there are several cores to an effective pre-task planning analysis. First, we must define the scope of work. A clear assessment and understanding is critical to each task performed. This step requires the team to review the pertinent documents such as written procedures, pre-demolition survey, safety data sheets, drawings, and specifications before listing the steps to be performed in the assigned task. On large projects, there may be several teams completing PTPs for various tasks. For instance, a torch cutting or a pipe fitting operation may be performing a separate PTP from that of a demolition crew or of a framing crew. Now, each crew might have a different task, and those tasks may have their own inherent set of hazards or potential hazards that are to be mitigated in different ways. Number 2, must analyze the hazards. It is of critical importance for crew members to identify situational and inherent hazards or potential hazards. To identify the hazards, each team member should discuss how someone may be injured while performing the task. Examples could include materials being used, equipment or tools being utilized, work location, crew knowledge, worksite condition, crew cohesiveness, and a host of other conditions. Number 3, develop and implement hazard controls. What hazards have been identified? The team should then devise solutions to eliminate hazards by implementing control measures. Specified methods, tools, and equipment might be used to reduce or eliminate the hazards. When the hazards cannot be eliminated, safeguards must be put in place. Number 4, perform within the hazard control. This step requires team members to discuss how work will be performed within the identified hazard controls. Crew members have to carefully think through the task so that they are able to satisfactorily address hazards. Number 5, feedback and continuous improvement. The PTP is a field document, and supervisors are expected to regularly review the work process and provide feedback. Pre-task planning meetings are necessary when changes to the scope of work or hazard control measures occur or subsequent tasks are required. The team may have a single pre-task planning meeting or several for various tasks throughout a single day. Enhance safety, productivity, and efficiency. Now, while toolbox safety topic meetings can address policy or compliance issues, often these topics have little or no relevance to the day-to-day activities on the job site. The pre-task plan is a collaborative process that allows team members to interact and give feedback on their specific work task on a regular, as-needed basis. Implementation of pre-task planning helps projects stay more organized and encourages team members to feel more engaged in their daily task. This awareness and involvement develops a conscientious, motivated, and therefore more productive and safety-conscious organization. Continuously improving the ability to plan at all project levels has proven to reduce accident frequency and severity. Now, let's talk about some of the recognized areas of concern this past week. Fire hazards. Ensure that combustible materials are kept clear of heat sources, such as rags used to check oil levels. Make sure they're not left in the engine compartment where they can be ignited by hot surfaces, such as exhaust systems, etc. Also, during torching operations, welding operations, and grinding operations, ensure there are no combustibles in the immediate area that could catch fire from slag or sparks. And make sure that there's a fire extinguisher at hand. Respiratory protection. Respiratory protection is to always be worn properly. When not in use, it should be stored in a safe and sanitary condition. I've seen a couple guys walking around where they take their face mask off and they're walking around talking to their buddies, and the air is full of dust that they're wearing the face mask to protect themselves against. And you look in the face mask and you can see that the dust is gathering, so they're concentrating levels in their lungs by putting that mask back on their face. Another one was laying in the floor of a scissor lift, gathering dust unprotected. Make sure we train our guys on the importance of properly using their personal protective equipment, particularly their respirators. Now, personal fall protection. Ensure that personal fall protection equipment is properly inspected, fitted, and used. Fall protection is required when exposed to falls of greater than 6 feet. The use of personal fall protection is required when working from man lifts and scissor lifts. Saw a couple guys had their harnesses on working from a scissor lift, but they weren't tied off, no lanyard. Guys, it's important we train our guys on the importance of fall protection. Face and eye protection. Eye protection is required at all times while on company projects. Now, both eye and face protection is required when involved in any operation that it produces flying debris or sparks. And working from man lifts and scissor lifts. Standing on the mid rail or top rail of a man lift or scissor lift is prohibited. Both feet are to remain on the floor of the basket. Guys, I know it's important to try and get some additional height, but you have to reposition the lift. You have to do the right thing. Do not move. You have to keep your feet on the floor of the basket. All right, well, that's it for this week. Just remember that safety is job one. Make safety your priority. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. Make sure you give me a thumbs up down below here to encourage me to make more videos of this type. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel where you'll find additional videos of this nature, along with toolbox safety topic videos and leadership training videos. And until we see each other again, take care of yourself because you're number one. Look out for your co-workers and help ensure their safety. Have a grateful day, and I will see you in the field.